Many of the details surrounding joint clinical assessments remain to be reconfirmed in the final Implementation Act, which completed public consultation in April 2023. We're eagerly awaiting its publication. From the manufacturer's perspective, there are several key inflection points in the joint clinical assessment process. The first is the receipt of the request for the dossier submission from the HTA Coordination Group. It will include the scope of the assessment, the deadline for submission, the template and its requirements. As currently outlined, the deadline for dossier submission is within 90 days from the date of the request. This is where the scope and the requirements of the request become crucial. The scope is defined by the PICOs, which stands for Population, Intervention, Comparator and Outcomes. Manufacturers will have little opportunity to interact with the PICO scoping process. That means they will not have had enough information upfront to adequately prepare for the joint clinical assessment. The time to gather, analyse and submit the requested information will be extremely limited. Without the ability to comment on the PICOs, manufacturers are concerned that requests for subpopulations, for comparators and for outcomes might be included that cannot possibly be addressed in a scientifically adequate way within that 90-day deadline. This could especially be the case for complex, less well-known and understood conditions with smaller, heterogeneous subpopulations, where the standard of care across the EU might vary considerably. Joint clinical assessment will require additional data analysis within an extremely compressed timeframe, putting pressure on pharma biostatisticians, on their epidemiologists and on real-world researchers. The open question is this: will this framework and timeline effectively be workable in practice, or will it result in a loss of scientific quality? There appears to be very limited amount of time in the joint clinical assessment process for companies to respond to clarification questions and additional information requests. It also leaves little time to perform factual checking of the final reports.